This card took a little bit of a hit with Justin Gaethje. His opponent Dan Hooker falling out last week due to a broken hand in practice, and his crazy ass was still down to fight. But luckily, he has smart coaches. They said no, let's probably sit this one out. As a Justin Gaethje fan, I'm like, oh man, hopefully he stays on the card. They find him an opponent. A lot of names are going around. The top guys that he wanted ranked above him. Most of them said no, which makes sense. Like, nah, I'm not going to fight Justin Gaethje on 10-day notice, and try to make weight. So they want to do it at catch weight, but the rumors they want it at 170. And Justin's like, no, that's way too big. So the catch weight, I think he would have done maybe 160, but his opponents want it at 170, and Justin Gaethje's not going to give up that much. Justin Gaethje also has to be careful, too. In hindsight, I shouldn't say that. It's smart for Justin to stay in the card and fight. He's coming off that knockout loss to Max Holloway, and that was brutal. And also, the main takeaway, obviously, that's the knockout of the year. Top 3 greatest knockouts in combat sports history. I mean, that was wild. But and I know everyone's going to reference that knockout, Justin, stuff like that. Justin wasn't winning that fight the entire fight. That's the thing. That fight wasn't that close. Max Holloway put on a hell of a performance. So my takeaway, yeah, he lost. He got knocked out, I know, last second. Max pointed down, and we all remember that. But your takeaway should be is Justin was getting outclassed that entire fight for the most part. And then it just ended in that fashion. But he was down, 50-45. If it went to the judges' scorecards, he got swept in that fight. So for Justin, one of the greatest, most entertaining fighters the UFC's ever seen. He lives by the sword, died by the sword, and that's what we got in that fight. Thanks to Max Holloway, he didn't have to do that because he's already up on the scorecards. So for Justin, this kind of a fork in the road for him. On one end, the business manager, protective guy in me goes, dude, just pull out, wait for Dan Hooker to get better, or wait for a better matchup. Don't take somebody on short notice. But then also there's an advantage to taking a Fiziev on short notice because the first fight was not an easy fight. Not an easy fight. Not an easy fight at all. And Fiziev's been off for a long time. Now he's taking on short notice. So you would favor Justin in this fight. You definitely have more chips in Justin's corner opposed to if Fiziev had a full camp, knew he was going to fight Justin. So, and they fought how long ago? They fought 2 years ago, March 18th. Damn, pretty damn close. 2 years ago, pretty damn close. So, and Fiziev's coming off, he lost to Justin, majority decision. Fight of the night, though, was a great fight. I wish it was they can't do it because it's short notice, but it should have been a 5-round fight. Hooker and him should have been 5 rounds. That's what we were told, and they changed it up in the marketing. That should have been a 5-round. Justin should always be 5 rounds. It's must-see TV. He's earned that keep. But for Justin, it's kind of a fork in the road. He's lost 3 out of his last 5. So obviously the Max Holloway loss, that was a tough one. Then he beat Dustin Poirier with a head kick. Insane. They beat Fiziev, majority decision. He lost to Charles Oliveira, beat Chandler, obviously lost to Khabib. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's lost 3 out of his last 5. You lose this one at his age, and especially in that division, it's getting a little hairy for him. He wins, he has 1 or 2 big fights to get to the title. You lose that title shot. It's just, you're going to be the entertaining guy that they put 3rd on the main card. You probably have 3 fights left. You win, you're right back in there. You're right back in there, especially with Makhachev leaving. You're right back in there. So this is a big fight for Justin Gaethje. Big, big fight. And Fiziev on short notice, I'll take it. I love Justin. I'll take it. And then the main event, I can't wait for. This has been, for Alex, especially since he got the light heavyweight, everyone's like, oh, I want to see him fight a grappler. He needs to fight a grappler. That's his Achilles heel. He needs to fight a grappler. He gets Khalil Roundtree. They're giving him, pickpocket kind of the exact fights that he needs stylistically. They're only giving him strikers. He needs to fight Ankalaev. I cannot emphasize this enough. Get close. Get close. I can't emphasize this enough. Turn up your car radio right now. Listen to me very carefully. I know Ankalaev is Dagestanian. I know. And we've all seen Dagestans. They have great wrestling backgrounds, and they fancy themselves wrestlers, and they're known for wrestling. He doesn't train with Khabib's team. His background is Sambo, but his fight style couldn't be any more clear. And the data shows, all the facts show this. Ankalaev, listen to me very fucking carefully, is a striker by all means. He fancies himself a striker. This is not a test of grappler versus striker. This fight at 313 is striker versus striker. It just so happens that a guy's from Dagestan, I know, should be a wrestler. He's not. Does he have that option? Yes, he does have that option, but in his heart of heart, Ankalaev is a striker. This is not a striker versus grappler matchup that y'all are hoping for, and it's going to be the Achilles heel of Alex Pereira. It's just not that. Ankalaev says he's not going to shoot. He's going to strike with him. Now, that could be all marketing and build up for the fight, but evidence would show Ankalaev in every facet is a striker. He's never won by submission. Ankalaev only wins two ways: decision or knockout. That's it. And when you look at Ankalaev's record, he doesn't knock out the elite strikers, MMA elite strikers. Sure doesn't knock out world-class strikers like Alex Pereira, who has a Glory World Championship. So if you're going to tune in Saturday night, you're with your boys, right? You got the Domino's there, extra sauce, it's fresh, it's piping hot. Like, all right, boys, Alex can get taken down for 5 rounds. You're going to be sadly disappointed. Now, that's not to say that when this fight starts off, Ankalaev fancies himself a striker from Dagestan. And it's happened. It's like being a Brazilian not knowing jiu-jitsu. It's weird, right? It just doesn't seem right, but there's those guys out there. Ankalaev's going to fancy himself a striker for the majority of the start of this fight. Then he's going to eat a ton of leg kicks, and the speed of Alex will turn him into somewhat of a grappler. But that doesn't mean you're going to get 5 rounds, 25 minutes of Ankalaev just humping Alex's leg. It's not in his nature. And he makes some bonehead mistakes that cost him the fight. Now, if you do that against Alex Pereira, you wake up with the ref over you and the fight's over. So I just don't think for 25 minutes Ankalaev can just withstand and strike with Alex. It's just not possible. He doesn't have the skill set to keep up. Now, can he make it ugly, take him down, mix it up, maybe land something? Yes, he's a powerful, big-ass dude. He's a big-ass dude. But you go through his record, who's the best striker he knocked out? Let's go through it real quick so I can educate a few of you that think all Dagestanians just wrestle. Ankalaev fancies himself a striker. Racket, good striker. Decision. Johnny Walker, wild, super wild, got KO'd. So that's probably the best guy that he KO'd. Before that, they had the illegal knee. Jan, you know, he's good at kind of everything. Anthony Smith, again, good at everything, but not the elite of the elite strikers. Ozdemir, pretty good striker, decision. Krylov, decent striker, decision. Culibra knocked him out, but again, not elite striker. Go through it. Who's the best striker he's knocked out? If he fights another striker, he's not humping their leg, he's not taking him down. He gets in this exchange on the outside and this striking, almost sparring battle, and he'll beat most of them, but he doesn't knock out those I shouldn't say elite MMA strikers. So the chance of him knocking out a high-level striker of Alex is not good. Now, that being said, this fight goes past 2 rounds, it's probably going to go to Ankalaev's favor. He's probably going to win the fight via decision. It's very tough to beat Ankalaev in decision. It's tough.